For this week's Dine Over Speed Merchant, we've gone from Texas all the way to the other side of the planet to New Zealand, home of the fastest growing motorsports series there is, the Toyota Racing Series, a single-seater slicks and wings championship of just 5 weeks of solid racing. It's a great chance for young international drivers to prepare themselves for the European Championships ahead. We're about to get underway for the Hampton Downs race here, race 2 of the Toyota Racing Series. And it's a fascinating series. We've got some real great youngsters from all over the world here competing here in Hampton Downs in New Zealand. For example, we've got Brazilians, Austrians, Lucas Auer, in fact the nephew of Gerhard Berger, Josh Hill, son of Damon Hill, and of course his granddad Graham Hill came here in the 60s and won a couple of times in the famous Tasman Series. But it's a real combination of great engineers from all over the world and great teams as well. All these youngsters though getting 5 weeks to try out and hone their skills before they head off to Europe and take on the very best. A lot of eyes on Hannes van Asseldonk from the Netherlands. He was 5th at the Macau Grand Prix last November, and he too has come here for exactly that reason before he goes back to Europe. All eyes also on the 2 local big boys, Mitch Evans, who's the current New Zealand champion, and the current championship leader, just ahead of him on the grid, Nick Cassidy. He's had a great season so far here in New Zealand, and he's hoping to do the same here again at Hampton Downs. It's a really great, fascinating crowd here watching this new series take place here. And last word for Lucas Auer, number 15. He too looking for a good result here. So that's the grid, that's the Toyota Racing Series, and I'll tell you what, should be an interesting race in the beautiful sunshine here of New Zealand. Who's going to be Lord of the Rings? Let's find out. Race 3, the feature race, the New Zealand Motor Cup. 20 laps in all, and it's 2 Kiwis on the front row. On the left-hand side in pole position, Mitch Evans will lead them away, but Nick Cassidy got away well. And again, he squeezes Evans to the inside at turn 1, and it's Cassidy who goes through. Van Asseldonk, the Dutchman, trying to get through into second place and does squeeze past Evans. On board with Marciello. Going wide is Siranovic, the Russian. On the grass, oh, and there's a big off there. Wings flying in the air, and it looks like Bonifacio, the young Brazilian, in trouble. And sure enough, Bonifacio is out of this race, and that could cause a safety car, but the race goes on out of turn 4. Cassidy leads the way. The safety car is out. Siranovic on board. Here's his start. Remember, he hit the grass. Let's find out why. He goes to the outside. He's got a good run on King on the inside of him. Josh Hill just in front. He goes wide in here. Once he's hit those rumble strips, he just, well, I think he looked to his right and saw 2 cars and then hit the grass. Here's a look from Bonifacio. Now he's the man who went off, the young Brazilian. He gets bulked here by King. Oh, he's on the grass here as well before he even made the corner. Beton is to his outside. King in front of him. Hill just in front of them, and I think real concertina again where they braked early. Yes, sure enough. And King braked earlier than he wanted to because Hill braked early, and then Bonifacio left nowhere to go. Front of his car destroyed, and the boy from Brazil is out. Meanwhile, Beton, let's have a look at what happened to him. There you see Bonifacio on the grass and Beton with the Russian, Siranovic on the outside. And yeah, basically Siranovic had Beton, and Beton just allowed him no room, and Siranovic hit the grass, and there was Bonifacio going off. No problems for Berton. We're ready for the restart then. Nick Cassidy will lead them away. Evans has got a good position on Van Asseldonk, who had been in second place, but Evans will try and muscle his way through to the inside. Cassidy leads. He swings round and takes the lead, and Evans will go up the inside. Van Asseldonk will try to hold on to his position, but I think Evans has got it, and again another man on the grass. This time John O'Lester, but he recovers well. And it is Cassidy who leads, and Evans slots into second place. And Marciello squeezed out in turn 3 by Lucas Auer, who drops into 4th place. Marciello knocked back to 5th place in the opening stages of this one. All sorts of drama then, and sure enough, Auer does take that place, and Josh Hill looking to go round as well. He's on the outside, he may not make it, and sure enough, Marciello holds on to that position through 4 and 5, just about, but it's tight. Back towards turn 6, and here comes Hill on the outside. He's got to make it stick before they turn in to the right-hander, and he's not going to be able to do it. Marciello holds the line and holds on to 5th place. Berton just behind him, then John O'Lester, who went on the grass just a moment earlier. Critical times this in race 3 as we're on board with Josh Hill. He's dropping down the table at the moment, Josh Hill, currently in 5th place, having started the weekend in 3rd, so he desperately needs the points. Meanwhile, Nick Cassidy leads the championship by 655 points. He has a 68-point lead over Damon Leach, but Leach is drifting this weekend, and Van Asseldonk is the man on the assault and moving up to third already with 5:44. So important times these in race 3. Not only do they want to win the prestigious New Zealand Motor Cup, they also want to look towards the championship with only 3 races to go at the New Zealand Grand Prix at Mansfield after this. And Nick Cassidy certainly in a great position at the moment, but his closest competitor right now has to be Van Asseldonk, and he's right there in third place. Mitch Evans doesn't matter in terms of he's only doing 2 rounds and has come back really just to win the New Zealand Grand Prix, but points-wise, he's not going to affect the overall championship. Marciello has already moved up to 6th place overall behind Josh Hill. Jordan King is still 4th place. Van Asseldonk, as we said, is in 3rd place at the moment in the championship. Lucas Auer crosses the line. And Berton still right there in his mirrors, pushing hard as he can, the young Austrian. He's headed to German Formula 3 this season, and like all these youngsters, using this Toyota Racing Series to hone his skills for the season ahead, and that's exactly what Cassidy has done. And now he's just put in the fastest lap last time out, 1:00.944. So he really is flying as they head down towards that checkered flag. He's been consistent all race. Evans is not going to challenge him. Damon Leach now challenges Lester and turns him round. Oh, and they're both out. Oh, Damon Leach's bad luck goes from bad to worse. He's out of this one and will not score. Looks as though Lester will get back on board. Shahan Engineer had to avoid the accident, but no such problems for the Kiwi at the moment. Nick Cassidy takes the checkered flag and surely has one hand on the trophy overall. The Chris Amon Trophy. Chris Amon is here watching on. He won this event back in the late 60s twice, and now Cassidy is following in his footsteps and trying to chase the Chris Amon Trophy, and he's so much closer now after a great weekend's racing, and extends his lead now for Giles Motorsport.
Nick Cassidy.
Well, I'm with the man of the moment, New Zealand's Nick Cassidy. He's just won, well, probably one of the biggest trophies you've ever won, right?
Yeah, exactly. Biggest race I've ever won. Huge moment in my career, and to do it at a very important time in the championship is massive.
And in terms of the championship in 2012, you've been leading pretty much most of the season. Damon Leach pushed you, but this really is practice. You've got one more race to go. It's not going to be easy, but you're very close now.
Oh, exactly. You know, I can afford to play it safe in one of the races next round to try back the championship, and we'll see how we go from there.
How does it feel to have won this one? You feel like you got the monkey off your back?
Absolutely. Last year I didn't win any feature races. This year I won 2 out of 4 so far, so it's massive. We'll keep pushing.
Congratulations again to Nick Cassidy. Next time out, he is going to be at Mansfield for the New Zealand Grand Prix, and that's even bigger.